So far, we've made image adjustments using the graduated and radial filter. Now we'll work with the adjustment brush, which allows us to paint adjustments onto our images. First, let's go ahead and select the brush. To do so, press the K key on your keyboard or click here. With the tool selected, we need to decide on the type of adjustment we'd like to paint on our image. Let's add a different color temperature to the road. Change your temperature setting to -65. When we paint, this will give the road a bluish tint. We'll also need to adjust the brush size, feather amount, and flow density. My brush size right now is 16.5 pixels, and I'm okay with that. We've already talked about what feather means. Now let's discuss flow and density. The flow sets how far apart the brush strokes are as you're painting. The lower the value, the further apart they are. Since we want a smooth, consistent brush stroke, make sure to set it to 100. Density refers to how dramatic of a change the brush will apply. Think of it as painting with a watered down brush versus painting with a thick layer of paint on your brush. Since we want maximum density, select 100 for this setting. Now go ahead and start painting the road. And you'll notice that the road starts to change to a bluish tint. So that's what the color temperature adjustment is doing for us. You'll also notice in your brush you have an inner ring and an outer ring. The brush stroke will be applied most intensely in the inner ring and gradually fade out to the outer ring. Now say we wanted to apply a separate effect, perhaps a sepia color, to the rest of the image where the trees and the rocks are. What we'll need to do is create another brush stroke by pressing the New button here. When you press New, it allows us to paint separate adjustments in different parts of the image. So I'm going to change the color temperature this time to 65. And now when I start painting, you'll notice that it starts to give it a sepia effect wherever I apply my brush stroke. In addition to painting the brush stroke, we can also erase it. To do so, choose the Erase option over here, select the brush size, and just go ahead and start erasing. And you'll see that it erases the sepia effect from the image. Another thing you'll notice is when I go over the blue areas, it's not erasing over there. And that's because I have two pins here. This first pin, if you hover your mouse over it, you'll see where we've applied the sepia effect. If I wanted to activate the second pin, which is the blue area, I'd need to click on it, and now I can start erasing here as well. Okay, I'll just undo that. So when you're finished, you can go ahead and press the Done button to apply the changes we've just made. Okay, with that complete, we'll go over auto masking in the next lecture.